Hey everybody, I'm Chef Tom with atbbq.com, and this is prosciutto wrapped smoked brie with Dr. Pepper cranberries. Well, if you're looking for an appetizer for your next holiday gathering, look no further because smoked brie is a classic, and a classic for good reason. Now today we're going to be taking wheels of creamy brie cheese. We're going to slather them in honey mustard, season them with a sweet barbecue rub, and wrap them in salty prosciutto before smoking them on the kettle joe. After that, we're gonna smother them in a sauce that's made up of Dr. Pepper and cranberries. It's sweet and it's tangy. And when you put that on top and slice that brie open and it's pure liquid gold and all of those flavors mixed together, that's when the magic really happens. But first things first, let's fire up the grill. So we've got some lump charcoal in our kettle joe today. Not doing a lot because this is a short cook. It's only gonna smoke for about half an hour. So we don't need to really load this thing up. We're just gonna get started off with our fire starters and let this thing get going while we go prep the brie. So we're starting out with a couple of 8-ounce wheels. This is the Murray's Brie. It's a great product. It's not the cheapest stuff you can buy. It's not the most expensive, but it tastes really good. You've got this rind on the outside, and inside is that really creamy brie cheese. So we're gonna season up the outside, this rind here, by slathering it with a little bit of our jalapeno honey mustard first. And we'll go ahead and season up this side while we're here. We're gonna hit it with a little sweet barbecue rub. We've got the Texas Sugar Barbecue Rub from Meat Church today. This is a mostly sweet rub, but it's got some savory back notes to it. Really great for an application like this because brie is salty. The prosciutto is gonna be salty. We're gonna have sweet and tangy coming from the sauce. So I think a sweeter barbecue rub is the way to go for this specific recipe. And then we'll just do the very same thing on the bottom side here. Don't mind if I'm laying it on a little thick so that we can taste that mustard a little later. The rub and the mustard are all going to be enclosed in prosciutto, so it'll all stay put. So we're going to start by laying out a few slices of our prosciutto. If you can get the stuff with the little plastic sleeves in between, it makes it way easier to get these things to come apart. I'm going to do a little X just like this. And do one more. And then we can plop that brie right there and kind of just wrap these around. Don't be worried if you don't have full coverage yet because that's only half the prosciutto we're going to use. Then we'll come at it from the top side. Make sure we cover any kind of bare spots. We got four slices left, so I'm going to use all 7 that came in this pack, this 3-ounce package. You could do, 6 to 8 slices is probably what it really takes to make sure you get full coverage. Essentially what's going to happen while this is smoking is all that brie is going to start to heat up inside of this package that we've created. And this prosciutto, to an extent, is going to hold some of that in, and we may even see some of it start to ooze out as it breaks through the rind. But ideally, use just enough prosciutto to kind of keep everything fully encased. And then just to make sure that this prosciutto doesn't peel up as it kind of starts to dry while we're cooking it, we're just going to put one piece of twine around the outside. Probably an optional move here, but if you don't want to take any chances on losing any of that prosciutto, this will help out a little bit. All right, so that is good to go. I'm going to transfer that over now to our cedar plank. This is an easy way. Actually, you know what? I don't want to transfer this to the cedar plank because we're going to get a little color on this cedar plank before we put these on. I got a little ahead of myself. We'll get to that later. So when it comes to these cedar planks, a lot of time you'll be cooking direct, right, over some charcoal or some flame, and you may get this plank actually getting some burning around the edges while you cook. That's not going to happen today because we're actually going to be cooking indirect. We're smoking, so we're going to have a barrier in between. So one way we can add a little bit more of that smoky flavor, just go ahead and throw it in the coals for a minute before you actually use it. Now you put some flame and a little char on this board, and you're going to smell that, and you're going to taste that, and aroma is going to end up working its way into the food as well. So that's looking nice now. We got some smoke coming off of it. We'll set that aside. Let's set up for indirect cooking or smoking. I'm going to throw a chunk of pecan wood in here to put off some smoke. Get our diffuser plate in here. And we'll throw our grill grates on. Let's get this cedar right in here. We're basically just using it as a plate. It's just going to hold the food that we're cooking today. Could be anything. You could do it in cast iron if you want, but the cedar's going to put off just a little bit of that smokiness. So now we're going to shut the grill. We're going to try and stabilize this thing right around 275 to 300. We were up at 500 while it was still open, so we're going to shut this down. I'm going to give it just a little bit beyond that first notch, and we'll shut that down a bit as well. While the brie's smoking, we're going to put together our cranberry compote here, our Dr. Pepper cranberry compote. We're doing equal parts fresh cranberries, 2 cups, and Dr. Pepper, 2 cups of that as well. So obviously at first here, this is going to be very liquidy. We're going to let this come up to a simmer and just start to reduce down. And we got a couple more ingredients here. We're going to do a 1/2 cup of our Orlando aged balsamic vinegar. So now we've got some sweet, some tang, some sour, that rich fruitiness also coming out of that balsamic. We need to add just a little bit extra sweetness. I know that seems a little crazy because of Dr. Pepper's in there, but without a little extra sugar, this will come out much more tart than sweet. We want it a little bit more balanced. So adding 2 tablespoons of our maple smoked turbinado sugar. And what's going to happen here is as this comes up to a simmer, these cranberries are going to start to burst, and that liquid's going to reduce down. And as that gets closer to the consistency we're aiming for, we're going to mash these by hand and turn this into just a really thick, sticky, flavorful cranberry compote. This has been going for about 5 minutes now. You can see how these bubbles are getting much larger. That's because it's reducing down, and that syrupy texture is being formed, and that's when you see those bubbles get bigger and bigger. A lot of these cranberries, or most of them, are already burst open, but what we're going to do here is just take a little hand masher and actually smash them down a little bit. As these cranberries burst open, they release some of that pectin into the sauce that also will change the texture of the sauce. So we're going to let this just keep right on going. We'll turn the heat down as it starts to reduce a little bit more, and we'll meet back up with you guys when this is a little closer to our finishing consistency. We're about 15 to 20 minutes in that range into this process now. Heat's on low because this has been simmering and simmering away. We don't want to just splatter it everywhere, but as you'll see when we pull this spatula through, you're actually seeing the cast iron underneath it. It's thickened to that consistency, almost like a cranberry jam. So this is what we're looking for. Now, if I take a spoon, this should pretty easily just coat the back of it. So that looks really good to me. Let's get a little taste and see if we need to adjust anything. It's definitely tart, but it's balanced out by the sweetness. I'm tasting that Dr. Pepper. All of those magical mystery flavors. It's vanilla. Only thing I can think is maybe with just a little pinch of salt. It's gonna set off all those flavors just a little bit more, not to make it salty, but to enhance the flavors that are already there. We're just shy of 30 minutes on our cook here. I can feel this brie is getting soft. It's melting inside. It's still got a few spots that are a little bit firm. So we're gonna give this maybe 5 more minutes. We'll probably see this kind of puff up just a little. It's already beginning to puff up. And that's just that steam that's created in there. Just a few more minutes here. Another 5 minutes and we've got that puff I was talking about. So we know that the inside is just like molten cheese lava right now. Let's go ahead and pull this thing off the grill. Let's get our strings off of here. Again, maybe an unnecessary precaution, but it keeps all these little edges from peeling up and exposing that brie underneath. So I'm gonna go ahead and just fill in some spaces now with some baguette to get some good quality crackers in here. And then we're coming in on top with our Dr. Pepper cranberries, and we just want to completely cover these. And then while this is still hot, we're just gonna break this seal here, slice this open. You can see that brie just ready to ooze out of there. Look at that. Beautiful. Pick at some of that prosciutto, get some of the brie, some of that cranberry, some of that prosciutto on there. Let's get a bite. Smoky goodness right off the bat. That prosciutto hit the tongue first, and man, I got strong smoke pork out of that immediately, followed up by the tanginess of the cranberries, and then that creamy brie. If you got people in your family who think they're not a fan of brie, feed them this and see what they say, because the inside of that brie is so creamy and delicious. There's no funk to it. Specifically with this Murray's one, there's some that are a little bit funky, and if you like getting adventurous, then you should do that for sure. But this brie, fairly mild, mixed with that tangy, sweet Dr. Pepper cranberry compote, and then the smoky goodness of that pork on the outside. There's a lot going on here, and I'm not mad about any of it. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to check out atbbq.com for all the products featured in today's video. If you enjoy the recipe, hit that subscribe button. And if you have any questions or comments, or there's anything you want to see me cook, let me know in the comment section down below, and let's be good to one another. For more recipes, tips, and techniques, head over to atbbq.com/thesauce. All things barbecue, where barbecue legends are made.